There you are. So, Donna, what did you think of our night?
Oh, that was brilliant. How much it, it was fun. It was I love the music. I love the accordion. I love the banjo. I love the harmonica. I really enjoy listening to the music and I love the stories. I had never heard any of them. So I love it when I can go and hear brand new stories. Absolutely touched my heart.
Oh,
Um, I love the tall tale about the mouse sitting here and the punching Godfrey getting punched in the
yeah,
face. That was funny.
yeah,
And I love recitations. We don't do recitations in America. It's not a thing we do. So I always love to hear the recitations.
yeah,
And I loved the song. Um, the teller who sang the song at the Rambling House.
yeah. That was Helen. So Johnny McElligott, I love the way that Johnny had two at the table, because
Yes.
in the real Rambling House, that's how he would do it. You know, he would say a bit himself, and then he'd introduce the next one and the next one. So it was a real taste of the tradition, you know. So it was lovely to have it. Yeah, you know.
I love Madeline when you said that they named the first one Fairheart or whatever. I was like, that's the bad one.
I love it.
Love the harp. I loved the harp song. And then the feeling of fear, right? Because he had all the gold, and it was that was just, and of course, Colin is my favorite Irishman.
What about Johnny McElligott?
Johnny McElligott is an amazingly wonderful man.
Yeah.
But
What,
I am in
what about
love
Sean
with
Murphy?
Colin Irwin.
Sean
I
Murphy
can't
is
wait
sounded
for it to go.
well. I tell you now, there'll be killings. You'll have to love them all. You know, and of course there was our lovely visitor from Cork, Cliff Wedgbury, with his Kerry song.
Yeah, that was, you know, the accordion in America, so few people would play that instrument. And there's a folk singer out of Indianapolis who he's also a storyteller, and he makes jokes about being an accordion player. And one of the ones I remember, he says, he goes, I had my accordion in the back of my car. And the other day I came out and someone had broken the window and thrown two more accordions back there.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. That's going to go into the banter bag, you know, because we give out about the Bowron, you know, and now I'm going to give that to a few Bowron players so that they have banter back with Sean. That's brilliant. I love it. Thank you, Donna. So I'm going to leave you to tell the last story of the night. Can't wait to hear what it is. Mwah!
You asked for a Brer story, so let's do a Brer story. All right. Now, there came a morning. Well, Brer Rabbit was just a hopping on down the road. You know how he is. He says hi do to everybody. Now, Brer Rabbit is a trickster character. Now, I expect y'all know about that. Now, trickster characters you can find them from all over the world, but Brer Rabbit's a little different from everybody else because Brer Rabbit is the spirit of the African American people. And during the enslaved days, Brer Rabbit could say and do things that the enslaved people would like to say but weren't allowed to say. And all the big characters like Brer Bear and Brer Wolf and Brer Fox in these stories, they were the enslavers. So they could tell these stories and be laughing at the people who had enslaved them, and they'd had no idea. It's all about who gets the last laugh. So they say, now, Brer Rabbit, well, he was quite a thing. He loved talking to people and making fools out of people. And he was going one morning, going on down the road, and he was saying hi do to everybody he saw. Now, I cannot hear y'all, but I expect y'all to say hi do back to me because Brer Rabbit is all about the call and response. So I'm going to say hi do. Y'all say hi do back.
How
Y'all,
do?
all right, here we go. Hi do to you.
How do?
How do to you.
How do?
That's right. He was going on down the road saying how do to everybody. Say, how do to you.
How do?
There you go. Because that's only manners. Y'all wasn't raised in a barn. Y'all supposed to say how do to you. Now, Brer Bear and Brer Fox was watching Brer Rabbit come a bouncing on down the road, and they was looking at that critter, and they was always trying to catch him and eat him. And as they was watching him, they got themselves an idea. They said, we gonna make ourselves a baby out of tar. Now, I guess y'all call it pitch. What y'all call it? Tar, baby out of pitch, but we call it tar. And they got some sticky old black tar, and they made itself big old sticky head, big old sticky body. He looked like a big old black snowman. That's all I got to say. And then put him right there on a big old log. Now, won't nobody be fooled by that. So Brer Fox reached over to Brer Bear's butt and grabbed a great big old hunk of hair right out of it. And while Brer Bear was trying to figure out where there was the big old hunk of hair missing out his butt, Brer Fox grabbed his hat right off his head. And while Brer Bear was trying to figure out what happened to his hat, Brer Fox took his coat off. Brer Fox was quick. They put his coat on the tar baby, and then they put the hat on the tar baby, and then he put that big hunk of hair right underneath the hat. And now the tar baby looked like this. And the two critters hid. And down the road here came Brer Rabbit, and he was talking to everybody. Say, "How do to you?" And y'all say, "How do back?" Don't y'all sit here. "How do to you?"
How do to you?
Go, "How do to you?"
How do to you?
And he passed the tar baby. Now y'all not supposed to say something this time, or y'all just sit and wait. He said to the tar baby, "How do to you?" But the tar baby didn't say nothing. Too stuck up. Brer Rabbit stopped in his tracks. He turned around. He said, "Excuse me. In these parts, when someone says how do to you, you're supposed to say how do back. We're gonna try this again. How do to you?" Tar baby didn't say nothing. He just sat right there. Brer Rabbit was getting mighty upset. He said, "Excuse me. Don't you have no upbringing? When somebody says how do to you, you're supposed to say how do back. We're going to try this again. How do to you?" Tar baby didn't say nothing. Brer Rabbit said, "Look, you better say how do to your back. I'm going to pop you in the nose." "How do to you?" Tar baby didn't say nothing. Brer Rabbit hauled off and popped that tar baby right. His arm stuck right up to his elbow. He said, "You better give my arm back. Better give my arm back. I'm going to hit you again." Now he was stuck up to his elbows in the tar. "You better give my arms back. I'm going to kick you." And then he started wrestling with that tar baby, wrestling with that sticky tar until he was stuck so tight, only thing he could move was his eyeballs. Brer Bear and Brer Fox come out the trees laughing. They picked that rabbit up by his ears and get all that sticky tar off of him. And they say, "What we gonna do with you?" Brer Rabbit didn't say nothing because he didn't know what they was gonna do with him. And Brer Bear said, "I think we ought to eat him." Mm-hmm. And Brer Fox, "That's exactly what we gonna do. That's exactly what we gonna do. We gonna skin him alive." Now, Brer Rabbit had been looking about, and he just kind of smiled and he said, "You gonna take my skin off? Well, that's all right, because my skin get awfully hot sometimes with this big old fur coat on it. But please don't throw me in the briar patch." And that fox said, "Nah, we're gonna go skin you alive. We're gonna boil you alive with some carrots and some potatoes and some turnips." And Brer Rabbit said, "Hoo, hot water sound really good. I needs me a bath about now. But you can boil me if you like, and that's fine. But please don't throw me in the briar patch." And Brer Fox, he was trying to scare Brer Rabbit. He said, "Nah, we're not gonna boil you alive. We're going to hang you by your neck till you dead." Brer Rabbit was getting a little quaky about then, but he held his nerve. He said, well, my great big old feet get kind of hot sometimes, and they hurting right now. So that's all right if you're going to hang me by my neck. But please don't throw me in the briar patch." Well, Brer Fox was wondering why Brer Rabbit was so scared of the briar patch. So he looked on over there and he saw the briar patch was full of thorns, thick as you like. And if you threw him in there, he'd probably be cut to ribbons. He said, "You know what I'm going to do?" "No, what you going to do?" "I'm going to throw you in the briar patch." "Oh, no!" And Brer Fox hauled off and threw that rabbit. And he went tail over, feet over, tail over, feet over, tail over, feet, right into the briar patch. And old Brer Fox, he lent his ear because he wanted to hear that rabbit screaming. He didn't hear nothing. He thought, "Ooh, I killed him too quick." He looked down off in there. There was Brer Rabbit. He was laying flat on his back with his hands over his heart, As soon as old Brown Fox looked up in there, he opened his eyes and said, ha ha, and stood up and started dancing around. Brown Fox was upset. He said, wait a minute, how come you not dead? And Brown Rabbit laughed. He said, I was born and bred right here in this briar patch. It's exactly where I wanted to be. Ha! And he kept on dancing around. Brown Fox and Brown Bear never did catch that critter. How could they? He's the spirit of the African American people. We got to be free. We was born to it and bred to it. And that's the story of Brer Rabbit and the Tall Bear.
Hello. Who else loves the Brer stories now? Woo, woo. Oh my goodness. I loved that. That was beautiful. Thank you, Donna. Mwah. Now, at this time,
I just want to say thank you all. You've said such nice things about the telling. I really appreciate it. I've had a wonderful evening here. Thank you so much for singing and playing and telling. This has been such a wonderful evening. Well, an afternoon for me.
You're absolutely welcome. And while I'm chatting to you, I'm trying to stop the recording. There we go.